Hi there. In this video I'm going to reassemble a Toshiba A300 which I've taken apart because it randomly restarts and I wanted to see if I can find anything wrong with it. So normally this had the T6400 CPU in it, but because it's restarting and basically I'm going to sell it for parts, I didn't find anything wrong with it, so I've got no clue what it doesn't like. I'm not even going to try and attempt board level repair onto something this old. I'm going to put this old Celeron chip in here, which should be good enough to power it on and I don't know, help somebody try to troubleshoot it, because they at least have a CPU put in this motherboard. But yeah, I wouldn't bet that somebody would try to troubleshoot it. Probably they would just buy it for the case, display and whatnot. So first thing, I need to put this back together, so let's get to it. Putting that Celeron CPU inside was a dumb idea, and it seems it's not supported by this motherboard, even though it's older than the one it was in, a different generation. Same socket, not supported. So, because of a stupid idea, I need to take this apart again. So, let's do this. And this thing is put back together, and I think I'm going to let it run memtest for, I don't know, a few hours. Maybe I'm lucky and it doesn't reboot anymore by itself. Before, if I would let mtest run in half an hour maximum, it would reboot without doubt. So, I don't know, maybe it was just a bad contact somewhere. Who knows? At least I'm going to try. Maybe this is a working laptop, I can make it a working laptop. If not, parts donor. Yeah. It seems I fixed this laptop by mistake, basically. So probably it was just a bad contact somewhere that appeared from time to time. And because I removed everything, moved everything inside of there, ta-da, running for over an hour for sure. It would never have done this before. So yeah, I will make a separate video where I put Windows on this thing, give it a really good clean and whatnot. Because this wasn't the plan for this video. Or maybe? Should I? Do you think? Yeah, I'm going to actually continue this video. I'm going to make it a all-in-one. So it starts with the assembly and then goes to putting Windows on this thing and whatnot. And next I'm actually going to upgrade the memory to 2 gigs, because now that it's actually working, it deserves to have at least 2 gigs of memory, and I'm going to put a 80 gig hard drive in it. So let's get to it. So we're ready to do this. Let's put from this USB drive a clone of a Windows 10 Home 32-bit install, and hopefully this thing will be able to run it without any issues, and I'm pretty confident that it will. So F12 to boot from anything that we actually need. USB memory. Okay, Acronis through image. This Acronis through image I'm going to use to put that image onto the 80 gig hard drive that I've just put in. And yeah, I will do this in high speed because it will take a while. So, when trying to put Windows 10 Home trial on this thing, it started to reboot once again. So I was thinking, what changed? What did I do different? One, I replaced the 512 meg stick with a 1 gigabyte stick, so it had 2 gigs in. Not sure if that was it, but I remembered that I actually put the battery in this thing, and that battery is known to only hold a charge for, I don't know, 10, 5, 15 minutes, something like that, a very little time. So I'm thinking that either the memory that I've put in, because now I have again 1.5 gigs of memory, or that battery are causing this thing to restart. So at this point I've put Windows XP on it. Yeah, I don't quite like it, it's old, it's not supported anymore, but whatever. And XP is able to run quite nicely on 1.5 gigs of memory. So I'm going to leave 1.5 gigs in, battery out, and play around with this thing for a few hours and see if it works normally. If it works normally, I will try putting the battery back in and see if it starts rebooting, like it actually did now. Or this wasn't, yeah, I think I know what this is. I think this is the SATA driver creating problems. Let me just see if it reboots again. Then I need to, yep, it's the SATA driver causing problems, F12. So yeah, if everything works okay like this, I will put in the battery. If it starts rebooting, it's clearly the battery. If it doesn't reboot even with the battery, it means it was the memory. It just doesn't like those 2 gigs. Why that would be, yeah, it's beyond me. So we boot from USB memory, System OS and Tools, Hirons boot CD, menu Windows XP, and we will fix the SATA driver. Basically not fix it, actually uninstall it, because SATA drivers in old Windows like this in XP used to cause a bit of trouble when moving the hard drive from one laptop or computer to another, and cloning is basically like moving the hard drive. So let's go here in menu, and where was it? Hard drive storage, I think here it was. Nope. Ooh, I haven't done this in a while. Recovery. Nope, not recovery, registry. Yep, in registry, fix hard disk controller. Ta-da! And we need our target root. So where is our target root? I'm not sure what my hard drive's name is. Yeah, it's C. So it seems that C is our target root. So we give it a T, and actually C dots, or how you call that, Windows is actually our target root. Set, restore backup, no, an M I need to do here. So finished, good luck. And now we should be rebooting and Windows XP should start. As you could see, until now we didn't have a single reboot or shutdown by itself. Only because of that driver, and now because we are forcing it to reboot. So remove this, not needed anymore. And let's see if it behaves. It should behave. Has no reason not to. Start normally because I've removed your driver. And yeah, it will be quite annoying to install drivers for Windows XP. I'm used to Windows 10 where it installs drivers by itself. But yeah, it is what it is. Ta-da! And I'm going to install the drivers and play around with it for a while. And then again, as I said, plug in the battery and see if anything changes. So let's continue. Ta-da! This thing is working perfectly with all the drivers installed, and I even forgot how lightweight Windows XP actually is on not a good system, on a tiny bit better system than the minimum it was made for. So it's, yeah, it's moving quite well. I really like it. So it's, but yeah, this one after a restart keeps popping up with an exclamation mark. Not really sure why. Maybe it's okay only when you actually plug in a card in it, but it's installed. I don't know. Not going to bother anymore with it. So Windows XP on 1.5 gigs of memory is, whoa, goes really well. I started this timer, YouTube videos playing in the background. Like this, I'm sure that I can go and do anything that I need, and when I come back I can see that this thing did not restart or anything. So yeah, hopefully it works. Battery is still out, I put a memory cover back in, everything is okay. I'm not touching the memory, so 1.5 gigs is what this thing it's getting. I don't want to move anything inside of it. I've moved it around to make sure it's not a contact somewhere. It didn't reboot, nothing. Whatever I do to it, it's working, so it's not that. I'm 99% sure that the battery was the fault. So let it stay like this for 1-2 hours, who knows. And then try with the battery and probably it will shut down in 3 minutes. Yeah, so this thing has been running for more than half an hour, zero problems. And with that battery in, I couldn't even put my Windows clone on the hard drive, which takes maximum 10 minutes. It would shut off and power on by itself again in those 10 minutes. So I'm going to shut it off now, put the battery back in and see what we get. Okay, so this thing shut off again with the battery in and it refuses to charge it. I don't know, if you unplug it, it works on battery, plug it in, charges 5% more than it was before, then it stops. Unplug it, works on battery, plug it in, charges just a tiny bit more. But at a point it actually stops, it doesn't want to charge it anymore, so yeah, it's toast. And because it shut off, I went into this environment where it would always shut off, and it again shut off with the battery. And then I removed it once again and did a clone, didn't shut off. I will give it a shutdown myself just to cycle it a little bit, maybe to make sure, or actually, maybe not even that. So I will just delete the clone that I made and make another clone. If it doesn't shut off now, I will actually shut it off myself and then try to make another clone and stress it in this environment where for sure it would shut off with the battery, just to make sure that everything is okay, because I found this to be most stressful on it. As you could see, I've waited about almost 2 hours the first time. This is the second time after I shut it off and let it cool down. Again, half an hour, absolutely no issues. So yeah, it was that pesky battery, which will be staying out from now on, and I will make a separate video where I tear down a few of these batteries and reuse the cells from them. So yeah, next let's give this thing a clean and that should be it. And it's cleaned up and looking really well. And yeah, we managed to save a laptop by figuring out that the pesky battery was doing weird stuff to it. Now after I've moved it around for this cleaning, again I will try for one last time to do something to it that it will shut down or reboot by itself, and if this one passes also like all the others, I declare myself satisfied that this thing is working with Windows XP. Yes, not too much memory, yes, not too big of hard drive, but those could be upgraded at any time. Let's search on Google for the timer. Again, for this thing it wasn't about the load, it was not resetting or shutting off under a load, it was just doing it whenever it felt like it, but quite quick, under 10 minutes, 20 minutes maximum, so it just didn't get half an hour or something like that, never. So yeah, hopefully all is good. As you can see, the final long run still going strong, no shut-offs, no reboots. I've even stressed the CPU a little just to make sure that all is okay. Nothing is happening. So for sure it was the battery causing all of this. So yeah, that's about it for this video. We turned this laptop into a working laptop instead of a parts donor, just by removing a battery that wasn't even holding too much of a charge. So yeah, the more you learn. That's about it, guys, for this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, in which case please give it a like, maybe subscribe to my channel, and as always, see you in the next one. Bye!